This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. The picture you're looking at is me in India. I left the United States in 2007. I've traveled to about 64 countries at this time. I first kept track of my travels in a private travel blog, which I'll share with you if you like. But then I started Vagabond Buddha, which gives more information about each place, cost of living, things to do, best places to stay, best restaurants, best way to get there, video walking tour, and the best travel or retire cheap to paradise locations in the world. Just click the link below this video if you'd like more information about this place. Now here's our video.
Puno, things to do. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. Here is the order that I walked to these things to do in Puno, Peru. There's an embedded Google Maps walking tour of these places at the bottom of this webpage. Plaza de Armas. Like most towns in Peru, the colonial era exploration of Puno begins at Plaza de Armas. Spanish colonial Puno was founded in 1668, including a main square called Plaza de Armas, and plans for a church on the main square. The Spanish conquistadors were instructed by the King of Spain to take all the gold back to Spain. The conquistadors were also instructed to build churches on the main squares, only for the colonists, not the natives. Cathedral of Puno, the second stop. The Puno Cathedral was built in 1757. As early as 1537, the Roman Catholic Church had instructed their followers in writing that the original people of the Americas had souls, but it was not clear that this directive arrived at the colonies. At least some of the original people understood the colonists were to evangelize the natives if possible, but they could be killed without spiritual consequence because they had no souls. Don't take notes as you listen. Every word I say is in writing. Just click the link on YouTube in the notes below this video, and you'll find a link to everything I describe along with Google Maps. Carlos Dreyer Museum. The quaint museum hosts ceramics, silver, gold, textiles, and sculptures from the Puno region. There are artifacts from various historical periods, from pre-Inca to colonial times. There are even pieces taken from the tombs at the Solistani burial grounds. Luckily, Spain didn't find all the goodies when they raided the tombs. Next stop, Conde de Lem Balcony. You can see this balcony from the entrance of Carlos Dreyer Museum. This home built in the 1700s was where the Viceroy lived during the Lakota mine rebellions. The gold mine of Lakota was founded by brothers who quickly became the richest men in South America. An Indian separatist movement captured the mines before the Viceroy was able to end the revolution, but the mine was never opened again. Legend now holds that nobody knows exactly where the mine is located. Next stop, El Corregidor Mansion. Also on Plaza de Armas is this colonial era mansion that is built in a style unique to Puno. Today it hosts cultural events, an arts and crafts store, and has a beautiful bar and cafe. Come see this beautiful piece of architecture. Next stop, Girón Lima. This link is on the walking tour, as are all others. This is just a fun walking street where you will find arts and crafts, cafes, bars, restaurants, and hotels, and travel agents. Heading north from Plaza de Armas is Girón Lima, the city's primary pedestrian thoroughfare. All of these tourist services line this lovely strip, which is the perfect place for a pleasant afternoon stroll. Parque Pino. This is just a cool park you walk by on the way to the following market. If you click the link below this YouTube video, you'll find my Google Maps embedded walking tour, which will take you through this park and all the other places I mentioned. And this next stop is Mercado Central, Puno. If you haven't been to a typical central market in Peru, this will be a must-see for you. These are local people selling local products like food, clothing, kitchen, bathroom, and other items to locals. Each stall is independently owned and operated. There are also restaurants, food stalls on the second floor where you can choose from many local family recipes selling traditional Peruvian foods for about 10 soles for a 3-course meal. That's about $3. I was able to find a nice frito queso fried cheese vegetarian meal here. We also found warm clothing for 30% cheaper than we were quoted on the above walking street. This completes my free walking tour of Old Town Puno, Peru. After the following embedded Google map, you will find the tours we took to Lake Titicaca and to the pre-Inca burial sites. Here is the Google Maps embedded walking tour. Again, these are all on the web page. Just click below this video. Okay, here are the tours we took to the islands of Lake Titicaca and to a pre-Inca burial site. You can pre-book these tours on Get Your Guide or Viator Tours, or you can save a little money buying them when you arrive on the Giron Lima walking street, if you're willing to risk them selling out. The first, we visited Solistani. Solistani is an intriguing pre-Inca burial ground that overlooks the glistening waters of a small lake. Here, it's about 40 minutes from Puno. Here, ancient Amari people built a series of funeral towers known as chulpas to house the deceased families of community nobles. And when the Inca arrived, they also built large stone memorial sites for their nobility. It's a beautiful site. Lake Titicaca. This lake is so large, it is in 2 countries, Bolivia and Peru. It is the largest lake in South America in both surface area and volume of water. With an elevation of 3,850 meters or 12,600 feet, it is considered the highest commercially navigable lake in the world. There are many smaller lakes around the world at higher elevations, but this one has a 2,200-ton commercial ships sailing around on it. The lake itself is beautiful to visit, but many visitors also take tours to the following islands to learn of the ancients that still live on the islands today. The Uros Islands. These floating islands were made by the Uros people hundreds of years ago, and they're made from totora reeds that grow all around the lake. The Uros people migrated to Lake Titicaca hundreds of years ago from the Amazon jungle. They were oppressed by the local population in Puno, so they built the reed island to provide a water barrier from their hostile neighbors on land. The Uros have remained largely self-governed and suffered less under Inca and Spanish rule because of the floating island provided some insulation from society. Today, the Uros economy is generated by sharing their floating lifestyle with tourists from all over the world. Despite being world famous now, their floating culture has remained largely genuine and intact. Next, Amatani Island. About 4,000 people live in 10 communities on this 6-square-mile island. There are 2 small peaks, Father Earth and Mother Earth. Both have ancient ruins on the top. The hillsides are terraced to grow wheat, potatoes, and vegetables. There are no cars, no hotels, and no machines on the island. So work is done by hand. There is an electrical generator that provides power a few hours per day when petroleum prices are affordable. Most people use candles or battery-powered flashlights, but some have begun to install solar panels. Some open their homes to tourists to spend the night. There are traditional dance shows for the tourists, and they dress tourists up in traditional clothes and make them dance. It was a lot of fun. Taquile Island. It sounds like tequila, but it's not. It's Taquile Island. The Taquile Society runs based upon the Inca moral code, which translates to do not steal, do not lie, and do not be lazy. Their economy is based on fishing, terraced farming, and tourism. Taquile has expert male weavers who produce textiles of remarkable quality. There are also a number of interesting archaeological sites and breathtaking lake views. It's definitely worth a visit. If you want to learn how to live and work internationally without having a conventional job, please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha and or grab a free copy of my ebook.
Thanks for listening to our video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like, leave a comment below, subscribe to Vagabond Buddha, or click the link below in the notes below this YouTube video to find out more about this location or all of the Travel Cheap to Paradise locations on Vagabond Buddha. Thank you.